On the grid, the driver starting third, Brad Keselowski, has had his bumps in the road. In this, his second full season of Cup Series competition, he's been the villain, he's been celebrated, he's been the winner, and the surprise success story. And as Marni Smith found out, everything that has happened to Brad K has helped shape the driver we now see today.
I remember a few years back, I remember this happy-go-lucky, just happy to be here kid.
Sure.
Braces, gregarious, full of life. Now I see this guy who is bound and determined to run you over if that's what it takes to get it done.
I've gone from being a driver who was in and out of low-tier, low-quality cars in the Nationwide Series to driving for one of the top owners in the sport with Roger Penske, having one of the best rides. I mean, I'm driving an icon of a car, the Miller Lite car. This has been a big transition, and my life has drastically improved, and I can't complain at all. But the process of getting there also affects your personality. And there's those that always say, oh, it didn't affect me, it didn't do this. Hell yeah, it affected me.
How?
The first truck race I ever had a shot at winning, I was leading with 10 laps to go and got spun out, wrecked out. That was going to be my moment. That was going to be my moment. We're here. I made it. This was it. And I got wrecked. Eventually, I got to the Nationwide side with a good ride with Dale Earnhardt Jr. And I remember the first race I had a shot at winning. I remember it like yesterday. I was running in Vegas. I was leading the race with a handful of laps to go with Carl Edwards and Mark Martin behind me. And what happened? I got wrecked, leading the race, just flat out wrecked. And in both instances, I felt like that guy behind me had the same attitude, like, man, sorry about your luck, but man, I had to win that race. Sorry about your luck, man. My career could have just been over. That could have been it. I could have never had an opportunity to win ever again, ever. And when I came to Talladega in the spring of '09, this is my opportunity to win my first Cup race. And here it goes all over again. But at the Cup level, I really didn't know, again, if I was ever going to get another opportunity to be in this position, ever, ever. And it was in that same spot, except for this time I was in control of how it was going to play out. And we came down that last lap, and it was my chance to win the race. I made the move to pass Carl, and I knew he was going to block me. But when he made the second block on me, I made the conscious decision that it wasn't going to play out like those other two did. I was going to make sure that this one went my way.
Was that the moment, was that Talladega victory the moment that there was this transformation from I'm happy to be here to I'm going to do every single thing it takes. I don't care who I piss off. I don't care who I wreck. I don't care who's mad at me to make it.
Yeah, I mean, that moment where I realized that being aggressive is what it takes to win. Being aggressive is what this sport is about. And nobody else gives a damn about me. And if I don't stand up for myself, I can't expect anyone else to.
To those of us on the outside of the politics in that garage, it seems as if you don't give a damn what anybody thinks about you.
Sure.
At all.
I care on a personal level how other drivers feel about me. They're my peers. I mean, it mildly bothers me to know that the Tony Stewarts and that won't talk to me. It mildly bothers me.
Won't talk to you?
No.
Why not?
You know, it's...
Have you tried?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. This is a cutthroat sport. They're not here to be my friends. They're here to win. And I'm not here to be their friends. We're here to win. I don't mind being their friends, but if they don't want to be, then fine. That's the way it goes. These were the guys that everybody said were better than me. And they've always treated me like they're better than me. And they've always been the guys that have told me, hey man, you'll catch your breaks, don't worry about it. And then were the same ones that turned around and wrecked me when I had my opportunities. So it became somewhat of a Brad against the world mentality, whether I wanted it to be or not, because it was reality.
You have a chip on your shoulder the size of Texas.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes.
Do you ever want to lose that? Has that quelled over
Well,
time?
I've made an effort to lose that this year, and I think that's part of why I'm more successful.
Is this a new transition in your personality and the way that you feel about your competitors because you're starting to win and people know you can drive?
Yeah, getting the respect or slowly earning the respect from my peers in the garage has helped me move on from, you know, different things that put a chip on my shoulder. Absolutely, absolutely.
So, maybe being ignorant, but it seems like to me that injury at Road Atlanta when you broke your leg and you start winning must have been a massive seminal moment in your career and the way that you're perceived.
There were certain drivers that never talked to me. They came up to me after I wrecked at Road Atlanta and like, wow, man, that's really cool that you still drive. That meant a lot to me. And I don't know if that had a tangible effect on how I ran the next week or that week at Pocono or the weeks on. But man, it's hard to argue against the results.
And Marni Smith is with us inside the ESPN pit studio today. What else did you take away from that conversation that maybe we didn't see?
I just marvel at his candor, quite frankly. This is a garage where politics rule, and drivers don't say very much. They temper their thoughts for fear of repercussion from NASCAR sponsors, owners, whomever, and Brad just doesn't seem to care. Both his willingness and ability to articulate his thoughts is right now second to none in that garage. He brought it.
When you look at that team, it's not just the driver, it's the team as a whole. They are the most inexperienced group in this chase. Yet, they're third in points, so how much does experience matter?
None. I don't think it matters to them at all. They're having fun doing what they're doing. They see the improvement, and all they want to do is say, hey, let's go out here and try to win the race, and who knows, we may win this championship.